was at least a jungler. That's crazy.
No, it wasn't. It was a top laner, though.
Yeah, it wasn't. Well, that was originally she played top, right? Oh, my God. But the numbers were so silly.
Poppy could just, you don't win support. Long can just play Poppy support.
This is a bit of a nice special as well.
This is so good in their comp.
God.
Also, I mean, Zoe R counts as a dash, so you get the passive hit. The fear is so devastating for Lee Sin as you're going forward. You try to take that, it's very easy to turn around.
Instead, it's Morgana.
Instead, so this is really cool. So obviously, we are expecting it to be Morgana support. Kate Morg is kind of a throwback, but it could potentially still be mid.
Yeah.
The Black Shield works incredibly well against Zoe because of the Sleepy Triple Bubble. You can immune that sleep very, very easily. And I really like BLG's draft. I feel like they're cooking BFX right now.
The only champion we know is going into a role is Caitlyn.
Are we just getting Zyra Khan?
They could.
I mean, if you go Zyra Khan into Morgana Caitlyn, just FF, man. Just FF.
I don't think that's what you want. No.
I feel like that sounds horrible. When you Rakan W forward, it's so easy to actually just hit a binding and then the guaranteed binding into trap. You can Black Shield the engage from the Rakan as well. Jhin
makes me feel even worse. But I just don't like Jhin.
At least I feel like Jhin fits what their comp is going to do, which is run in. So, you know, it's like Jhin can pop ult, the Kennen is coming on a flank, Lee Sin goes forward. That's what you're kind of hoping for, right?
Yeah.
Is that everyone going in at once and try to make it happen. And now we are just waiting for, you know, is this Morgana going to be support, which I'm expecting it's support, and we're picking a mid laner here. But you could really cook, and you could go Morgana mid, Poppy support, and pick Kha'Zix as your jungler. Yep. So there's a lot of different angles we can go. This is flexible too. And Jace could even be mid.
Jace jungling?
Jace is mid. No, Jace is mid. So I think it's going to be Poppy jungle, Morgana support, Jace mid, and Camille top is what I'm thinking. But maybe it's
okay. The only thing we know is Caitlyn is not jungling, even if she is theoretically in that position now. Yeah, so far. Exactly. Is strange to say the least. And I want to see whether Vikla has fixed it. Is he going to be 5 for 5? He could do it.
Did he get solo killed in practice tool before that? That's really what we're wondering. That is
a very good question. As Ben is going to find the Shock Blast. A lot of value there. Making a bit of money to start things off. Never mind, he's going to electrocute.
So it is going to be Hail of Blades and Ignite on. So definitely wants to scrap. And I wonder if he's just going to play like crazy because, you know, when Camille support was popular, it was just full sending it in nonstop. Every time your passive shield is up, Hail of Blades is up, you were just flying in there and looking for damage. And of course, the interaction you're talking about is post level 6, where when Rakan goes in, you just ult the Rakan in. Rakan cannot battle dance away, cannot get out to safety. And nice little grand entrance there from Kellen, well timed, and a good sidestep. Yeah,
avoiding that Peacemaker was kind of crazy. As there is a flash on forward as Diablo with the barriers trying to keep himself alive, lit on fire as they realize that they've just got to go all in if they're going to win this. But there's first blood! Diablo saves Vikla! He's not going to get first blood in 5 in a row!
Let's go! But that was crazy from On. No, he didn't want to wait for his hook shot.
No.
He just wanted to trade summoners, and Diablo was like, I have barrier, bro!
And he did trade summoners, and then he was out, but then he was back in again.
Yeah, I mean, the flash in and just using Ignite Hail of Blades was definitely crazy, and does go in, gets a lot of damage out, but we have to see this one more time because his hookshot was still on cooldown. His hookshot was still on cooldown from the previous play. He literally just flashed on him to use Hail of Blades and ignite him. I think he thought he was going to get so much damage down that Diablo would have to flash out, but he still has no hookshot. Wait till hookshot is up, and you either force the flash, or you can do it that way and then use the hookshot to retreat. It just didn't really make sense. On got very impatient there, wanted to put the pressure on with the Hail of Blades and the ignite, and gives over a freebie. And look at Diablo's buy. Cloth armor and boots. He's going to rush steel caps, and why wouldn't you against this bot lane?
Absolutely. And now you've got Shun getting a bit aggressive here towards his top side of the map, knows that this matchup's pretty good. And also, he's terrifying. It's Lollipoppy as well. That's emotional warfare right there.
Skin. Not for any competitive reasons, but for
I'm so glad that the splash art changed, but even if I see the new splash art, I see the old splash art, you know?
Yeah, it's with you, always.
Always, forever. Burnt into my retinas.
All right, well, Vikla on the roam.
With a Randuin's in hand as well, which is kind of fun. Bubble is going to connect onto Shun as Paddlestar lands as well. Heroic charge though, and yeah, he's going to have to get out of there. Gets shielded up, the double battle dance, and he gets out! That's not the Vikla I know, but Raptor is going to pick up his mantle, and he goes down. On is the one that grabs the kill as well.
Yeah, I feel like Vikla just wanted to hit that paddle star so bad that he didn't consider what would have to happen after that, right? He runs in, he hits the paddle star on the Poppy, but then Raptor is coming in to try to bail him out.
It's not the year of forethought. It's the year of Vikla, okay?
Yeah. Well, that was tragic, and things going bad
there. Is it getting better, Zeus? Is it going to get better? Well, hookshot comes on forward. Lightning Rush is not going to save Clear here as he will go down. There is the answering kill, though, as On is going to be taken out by Raptor. And so a 1-for-1, not too bad with the amount of invested by BLG, but still, it is BNK answering the plays that BLG are throwing out.
Yeah, and I like how Shun was still on 15 CS. He's just not farming. He's just running around and fighting, man. Goes to the invade, and nicely done there.
All right. Let's Raptor. Gonna face check, and there is a shock blast from Bin as well. Flash out, decent, avoids it to the skies. But once again, On is here, and this time Knight is gonna be the one to take down the kill. Raptor is going to be secured, and BLG continuing to be in the lead as far as these kills are concerned. But the fighting is just not ceasing.
Nope, and Raptor, you know, he's bringing the camps to Shun. He is the camp at this point. Shun does not want to fight, and he is not gonna have to.
All right. Kellen gonna have to flash to get himself out of the way, but the heroic charge is going to be there, and Shun just lays the lollipop down. Everyone is just making drive-bys in this game. It's just a hi, I'm just gonna grab this kill and I'll be on my way.
Yeah, it's not looking very good for BFX after the initial bot 2v2. This is a great start. Diablo gets first blood, everything's looking good, but they're just kind of taking some fights that I don't really feel like they have to, and it is very difficult for their champions to skirmish. Maybe they feel like their champions are not going to function well later on in the game, so they're feeling an onus to make plays. But I mean, come on, it's the first couple of minutes of the game. Vikla, I think, you know, in that topside fight by Red Buff, way overforced, and yes, he gets out, but I think Raptor kind of died as a result. And then Raptor, I feel like, really wanted to try to get something back onto Shun after Shun had taken away, you know, that topside scuttle and kind of just over-chased, ends up getting punished.
Didn't quite work out, but it's very early days in this one. Laning doing okay for Diablo, and I feel like that has kind of been what's been happening throughout this entire series. Has now been in the brush, but Kellen not going to go for too much more.
Level 3 Rakan roam, so not the most threatening there. As he kind of smacked Clear back, and On taking a nice little trade here onto Diablo. Diablo does have the tabbies completed, so that is finished, but you know, does mean he's been kind of on his own for a while and just getting pushed in by Viper, who just rushed a call.
Well, now you got a bit of a 3v3 here towards this top side of the map as Raptor and Kellen lying in wait, trying to protect Clear as much as possible. Ooh. Maybe that was the feedback, is let's not allow Clear to die multiple times in a row top lane, and that is how we're going to win this game. Yeah. And so far, it has kind of worked out as he has survived a couple of the ganks. However, he did get taken down earlier on.
And he has no TP, and Bin's going to get another plate probably. Bin is already 700 gold ahead. You're losing minions to the tower. And Bin probably going to cash in on another plate. He's already going back to base. So the solo lanes for BLG, as they have been many times this series, very far ahead. But the difficulty I really think is just compositionally how some of the champions are going to make plays on BFX. Because
it's just the amount of answers that the BLG has. As that Dark Binding was kind of insane. Although you portal jump and you're going to go back to the right position as On. Just going to walk his way out of there. Paddlestar not doing too much from that range.
I mean, when you talk about Lee Sin, you always talk about the ability to have that big impact, to have a big play, but that is so tough against Poppy Morgana, because even if you can somehow get past the Poppy, you can just black shield the kick, right? You know, like, yes, you're still going to take the damage, but you have to get so clever to be able to find anything there.
Well, there's the black shield like you were talking about. Sleepy Trouble Bubble is not exactly an issue, as flash out from Viper to avoid the grand entrance, but good to get that out of the Caitlyn. Even though she is not necessarily going to be the main character of this game for a little while. Trying to keep her down is going to be very, very important. Is Q going to connect there onto On? There's the bubble as well. Steadfast presence is pretty good. The Paddlestar goes wide though, and now Diablo doing his best to keep the damage up. There's the knock-up, but the follow-up just isn't there. On's still ticking. One last one not going to be enough as Knight is able to take down Raptor. Shun limping his way out as well, but all of BLG keep themselves alive. My goodness, On is just, he's a psychopath, but it's working.
It is, and that's kind of how you have to play Camille support, right? You are a champion that needs to make plays, that wants to be in their face, and this is just looking so hard for Clear. Talked about these range matchups, how difficult they can be for Kennen. Kennen really excels when you have the push and you can harass them as they're farming these melee minions, as they're farming these range minions under tower. And you just can't do that. You're getting outranged, you're getting poked down. And even with these roams up the top side, On is here now as well. So he's just going to push Kellen back. Bin is safe. And he's going to clear out some of this vision for him to just continue allowing him to bully this lane.
Yeah, Kellen is going to turn up and at least try to protect Clear for the moment, but the grand entrance is avoided. He flashes in. Bin is going to die, and that was probably a mistake. But I do like the vibe, you know, the idea, the gusto. Bold. Yeah, Kellen's now really dead. On's going to be able to lock down that kill. And the answers keep coming here from BLG. Even though BNK pretty happy to have another kill on the board. Yeah,
they are very happy to be gifted that kill by Bin. That was crazy. I think he could have even just walked back. I don't even know if he had to flash back in that case.
Yeah.
But instead, he tried to flash over, and I don't know if he was trying to make a big
He did
outplay.
Successfully flash over the grand entrance.
He did. And now he's going to be able to force out the TP because they had delayed the base there. So Clear has to TP back to base as he sees Bin coming in from the side. But yeah, I'm not sure if that was a mistake or something he was trying to go for an outplay, flash over, and then one-shot Clear. Maybe that's what he was kind of thinking in his mind. But Clear has ulti, and you're going under the tower, so you're just going to get CC'd up. The wave gets cleared out, and he does get taken down. But still, it is an over 2,000 gold lead.
Well, now a teleport towards this bottom side of the map as Knight is going to be showing up. There is the snap trap. As Kellen able to survive here as well. In goes On, but Knight was here a little bit too late. And so BNK able to take down the AD carry and get themselves out of there.
Yep, doing a really good job with that. I like how they handled. Viper had really well-positioned traps, and so Kellen can't be the one to tank. He can't be the one to start it because as he goes in, he's always going to have to walk through a trap to walk out. So they had someone else hold the aggro for him. He goes forward, gets the CC. They do get the kill without losing anyone. Kellen did end up having to flash away at the end, but still pretty well handled there. And BLG going to take a dragon as the prize on the other side. Again, it's that first dragon, so we're not looking for a super fast soul game or anything like that, and it doesn't feel like a game that would really come down to that realistically.
It's not feeling like it. I don't think you're going to need a dragon to convince these teams to fight each other. I think they will just be fighting each other. As Bin looking to try and take down this outer turret towards the top side of the map, that is likely to be a success. And you know what's really cool about having a game 5 with a Morgana mid lane? It brings me back, man. And I know the last time was in 2019, but it's the first time. 2015, EDG versus SK Telecom.
Yep.
That game 5 Morgana, it was a masterstroke by Pawn.
And it was against, so to let you know the story for people who don't know that series and didn't watch that series a long time ago.
It was a bit of an ancient one.
This was Faker on his LeBlanc that he had not lost on. He was a ridiculous record. I can't even remember exactly what it was, but say 20 games in a row or
it was
whatever.
Like 26 or something
like that. I can't remember. Between 20 and 30, say, wins in a row on LeBlanc. And in game 5, they leave it open. So, of course, he's going to pick it. And they counterpick with the Morgana. They end up taking them down. They win MSI. And it was a pretty iconic moment for sure. And now we can see that Ward was spotting him out. So Bin knows about it, but is going to be pushed off the wave.
Yep. He is just going to wander his way out, though. And so will be staying alive. The gold lead isn't exactly massive at this point in time. As Diablo here towards his bottom side, looking to try and avoid Shun. And Steadfast Presence wasn't there for Diablo as he dashes on in. The Viper is going to deliver another minion wave towards this outer turret. Grabs himself a plate and another one. And so that will help extend that gold lead for BLG. And I think already this is a composition it's strange. It feels like a very game 5 of Fearless type draft as, oh my goodness, Kellen's just dead.
Yeah, you got locked down by that CC.
Oh no, it's not a time to get sleepy, Bin, as the paddle star comes on forward. And the auto from Vikler is going to be enough to take him down in the end there. So BNK answering very, very quickly. As their support was down, Vikler picks up a barrier and is just going to throw that one out. And BNK realizing that they have to get out of here, they are going to just move up the river and escape.
Good kill onto Bin. Even with the early Hex Drinker as well as the Merc Treads, they're able to kill him through that with double AP. Not the easiest thing to do. It's also worth noting that Clear did not go for a Gunblade build, which a lot of people are doing these days for the 1v1. He's instead going for the Rocket Belt, which is much more team-focused, much more about the 5v5, where you are going to need every little bit you can get. And here it is one more time, just stunned, bound, trapped, pretty much everything. Bin had no flash because of the unfortunate thing that happened in topside. And does try to sidestep to sleep, cannot do it. So nicely done by Vikla. That's really all they needed to hit to be able to set up that kill.
Yep. Rather is looking quite perplexed. And I don't blame him whatsoever. I feel like that would be kind of our facial expressions after a few of the occurrences in this game. Yeah. Mild perplexedness.
Well, Raptor's just going to keep looking for plays. Up towards the top side, he is hovering behind Clear, just constantly trying to find angles to be useful on this Lee Sin, which is going to be really, really difficult.
Yeah, avoid the Poppy. If he's fighting where the Poppy isn't, he's doing something right. As Vikla picks up a Ghost Blade. Speaking of picking up a Ghost Blade, that is not where Diablo went. That's kind of fun. This was buffed, I believe, on this patch as well.
Yep.
So going to be building some stuff in the base.
Yep, and oh, Bin is behind him, but both junglers are here.
Yep, there's the Slicing Maelstrom one more time. Let's see whether Kellen can get here in time as the ulti misses from Shun, and that is going to be the end of Bin. Clear goes in, finds it. There's the quickness as well. As the Trouble Bubble comes down, everyone's joined as Vikla dashes forward and finds the angle. Knight trying to do what he can as he's got the tether out, but Raptor gets out, breaks those chains, goes back in and destroys him. Viper, though, he's going to be able to find some pot shots as On will knock them all out, and Raptor looking for that angle, but Viper just shoots him. A gun is going to be the answer here as Kellen gonna have to make his way out.
Nice initial play there from FEARX, but BLG are able to respond to it. Diablo is pushing down on bot side. They're trying to get something else here, but Viper just got paid. Is going to be able to knock down this tower. Will be first tower. All that gold going into Viper's pockets. He's now 1.6K up, even with Diablo getting the first blood all the way back at the start of the game. So Viper is going to be a problem now here. Is already on 1.5 items. May just go for a full collector in there. Yeah, he has it.
Oh my god.
So full 2 items right off the back of that. We can see it one more time. Bin does get spotted here. He gets stunned up. They set up pretty nicely for Raptor. Bin lives a long time, which ends up costing a lot of resources to take him down. It was a very quick TP from Knight. And then as Knight arrives, yes, Shun is down, but he knows he has Viper coming. He knows they don't really have any resources, and he nails the full combo there onto Vikla, the binding into the ult, and then everyone piling in here onto Knight. And yes, Kellen is trying to peel Viper, but Viper is largely uncontested. He's walking forward, he's autoing. They just don't have the spells, they don't have the cooldowns to actually really threaten the Caitlyn at this point. So you won the early part of the fight, and someone made an oopsie.
Yeah, I think Shun just, is it? Oh, we didn't even see! As Kellen going in and tries to get himself out. He is going to be successfully able to do that. On is dead as Knight. One more shot will do it. That deadly flourish wasn't enough, but it is going to be the shutdown over to Vikla. Immediately, that one's answered, though, as BNK are finding it. It's Viper that's down. Shun is just going to evict Raptor, but Clear is still here. Diablo there as well. That Shun, he runs pretty quick, so he'll be able to make his way out. And in the meantime, Bin is like, I'm glad no one's around me. I'm going to not die and take a turret.
Well, we'll see. They might stay around because they want to try to stop this dragon take here by Raptor. Raptor doesn't really have any support just yet, so Diablo is going to have to come over. Kellen got out of that fight with, I want to say, sub 50 health. Yep. He is back now, though, and has purchased his Mikhails, so that is going to be ready and really powerful. Shun going to drop the Battle Herald.
Yeah, let's see whether Shun can actually steal this one away, as he's not going to be able to do that, but On goes in, finds the Hextech Ultimatum, and now Shun is going... But On's already dead, and Raptor can follow this one, and although not anymore, it's well out of range. As Vikla showed up. So it is just On dead and Shun just taking a bit of a ride.
Yeah, and it's a wasted Herald, so the Herald doesn't really do anything for them whatsoever, and they lose the Dragon, and they lose another kill here, as well as the flash and the ulti off of On, so that was a pretty expensive fight. They didn't even get the flash off Diablo, by the way, even though they were pumping everything into him. He knew his limits, knew he was going to be safe in that moment. And BLG are getting pretty fast and loose with this. I think they have the compositional advantage, but they had a big early game lead, and they just keep fighting. And kind of against all odds, Raptor is now really fed. Raptor is 1.4K up. He is becoming a bit of a problem. Yes, there's all these tools to stop him, but if you're just fighting non-stop, he's pretty powerful in these skirmishes.
Yeah, and if you wait for the cooldowns, then there are angles where you can make it happen. It's just quite difficult to play the Lee Sin against a composition like this. Let's have a look at the Coinbase gold grind, though. Viper versus Diablo, and Viper is still well and truly in the lead on this Caitlyn.
Absolutely is. But some early stacks here for Diablo, as he's going to be having some bonus AD. The more you can fight, the more kills you get, the more AD you do get on the activation of that item, on the proc of that item, whatever you want to call it. You have bonus AD for, I can't remember what it is, 30 seconds or a minute or whatever it is after you get a kill. And as there, it has fallen off. But the next time he gets a kill, you retain all the previous stacks. So the more action you have, the more AD you are going to get. And Jin already, thanks to his passive, gets a tremendous amount of AD. And as much as people think about it as kind of an early game champ, I do agree for the most part. But once you get into the full late game, Jin starts killing everybody because you just have infinite AD.
Yeah, I feel like you're good on like one item, like the one item spike feels fantastic, and then you wait until 4 or 5, and then he becomes good again.
And then on 6, you just randomly look at your AD. Whoa, I have 1,000 AD. Turns out that's pretty good.
That's where you're looking at your character sheet, just having a great time as you walk towards the Nexus.
Clicking it.
Yeah, that's the theory. That being said, Caitlyn on maximum items is also absolutely devastating. She's just got such a long range on those auto attacks. As now Bin, he got a little bit tired there momentarily, but Vikla doesn't quite find the paddle star, goes to sleep. Bin is going to be able to at least survive. On was trying to get on in there, but Raptor did tag in there with a Sonic Wave.
And Knight now has a rocket belt here for himself, so a little bit more mobility to be able to, either dodge a skill shot or to get in there on these fights.
As Hextech Ultimatum comes down, as On is underneath the outer turret in mid lane. He is going to die, but he takes Diablo with him. Now Clear looks for the angle. They do take another kill, as now Clear is trying to find even more. The Sonic Wave doesn't quite land, but that W did so much work out of this cannon. Viper is going to be able to take him down in the end, as Vikla needs to do what he can. Viper finally will fall, but not before picking up a triple kill. And Vikla always had to go back to that portal jump, so Bin is going to put him in the ground. And BLG, the last team standing in that one.
Yeah, it's an ace at the end of the day here for BLG. They full send it on to Diablo, and you start thinking, hey, maybe they could actually turn this around. In comes the cannon, but the TP, unfortunately for him, is not that deep. He flashes forward, but most of the ult wasn't really connecting in onto Viper. Then Kellen has to flash in because he can't actually W forward. He can't use the Grand Entrance with the Poppy W up. So they're committing so many resources to just get through to him. And in the meanwhile, Bin and Shun are just crushing everyone who is trying to fight past them, who is trying to get in onto the Caitlyn. And the fight goes heavily BLG's way.
And I think as soon as fights are actually underway, BNK's composition just doesn't work as well as BLG's, right? BNK need to be fighting around windows where they land a trouble bubble, get a pick, something like that. They're looking for a pick here on Tonight, but he has that black shield. There's the tether as well. Shun's going to make his way in. Doesn't quite get the stun onto Kellen, as now they look for it. There's the slashing maelstrom from Clear, but he's likely to go down, as it's the Caitlyn in once again. And the consistent damage that we were talking about is Viper in this game. He picks up a double, and I think he heard the people talking about the first 3 games of this series, and he is looking absolutely fantastic in this one. 8-3-3.
And that could very well be Baron. Are they going to start it? They're not going to elect to just yet. I mean, they killed Raptor and Clear had no TP, so I thought they might have looked for it, but they want Vikla.
Yeah, that is Ace in the hole coming on down. Vikla is very dead, ladies and gentlemen. Over the wall goes On, and that is Viper able to grab that pot shot to make it 9-3-3.
I mean, he's going to have an E on base, so that is incredibly difficult to deal with. It's Hextech Soul that would be on the table. This is just their second Dragon. I don't even know if we're going to get there, but he's over 4,000 gold ahead individually. We're 21 minutes in. He's going to base. He's going to have IE, and he's going to be on his way to the next item there, where you're going to start seeing defensive items coming through, luxury items coming through, and if you can't one-shot Viper, you really have no chance.
Is it like IE Last Whisper on this next back? Like, oh my goodness, it would be absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, he is just so fed, and this is the problem. They have to spend so many resources to kill off one person. This is how every fight is kind of looking, where, yeah, they kill Knight, but again, in comes Viper. He kind of just walks up, and he's just going to right-click people. He doesn't have to do anything fancy. He's just picking up kills for free because every resource is just being spent to kill one person. In the last fight, it was all being spent to kill him, but then that meant that Bin and Shun were uncontested. In this fight, you're full sending everything on to Knight. You do kill him, but you can't deal with the Caitlyn afterwards.
Well, now BNK know exactly what they need to do in this game, and that is kill Viper,
and that is
or they will
for
lose.
a remake.
That is, yeah, well, that too.
That is hope for a chrono break.
Yeah. What bug can we exploit in order to get this one thrown in the bin?
You can choose who you want to kill, but you are 7K down with quite a compositional hole, I think. And
hey, more than half of that gold lead though is just Viper. So if they start the fight with him dead, then it's only a 3K gold lead.
And I'm not sure how the LCK feels about Jin, but
I hate
in the LCS, we are not a fan. It is the fastest pick this and go home quick champion of all time.
Yeah, it does kind of work. And also the very sad second item collector when you're this far behind just doesn't feel like it does much of anything at all.
At what point does he get IE, you know?
Well, it's
maybe
not
next
third
game.
item.
Maybe next game.
Maybe next. Yeah, I hope it's. Yeah, probably. Yeah, there's at least another series. There's a lower bracket, okay? So
exactly.
he has a chance to buy an
That's
IE.
the build order. Yeah. Here you go. Collector second, rapid fire third, IE next game.
Next game on a different champion.
On a different champion.
Yeah.
Hey, he can go back to the Jin. We don't know.
That's true. It's not fearlessly banned in the next series, unfortunately.
Much to the LCK fans' dismay.
Indeed. Well, Kellen possibly caught out here. Does have the quickness in order to get himself out, but Viper is absolutely on a rampage. And Raptor with not much of an opportunity here. Hexgate gets clear out as he was looking for a flank angle, but it didn't quite work. Some pot shots being taken here by Diablo, but they're not really doing anything at all. Yeah, that beach ball just a little bit sad.
Saving grace.
Sitting there alone.
They can't do Baron at least in front of the Zoe, as well as the Kennen having flash and ult. True. So is not going to be Baron. It's just going to be one kill, but of course does mean they are falling further and further behind here. Kellen with a bit of a weird build here, going for the Oblivion Orb next. I don't really feel like healing is that big of a deal, but I guess it is double Sundered Sky, so that's kind of maybe what he's thinking. It's double Sundered Sky. There is some healing there from runes as well on the Caitlyn.
The fleet footwork.
You've
got to counter the fleet footwork, man.
Yeah.
Very important.
His feet are just too shifty. We can't let him get away with this.
And if he can't run really fast due to the fleet footwork, then we can kill him.
He will no longer have fleet feet after this Oblivion Orb is applied.
Someone needs to tell him that the movement speed is still there, even if his healing is lowered a little.
The skies will not be sundered, though.
True.
Well, they will, but...
right, actually, yeah, no, they will. They'll just
still
less sundered. Less sundered.
Yes.
Semi-sundered skies. Good alliteration. Didn't know about that one. That's all right. Having a look here at the gold, this is looking like a pretty BLG gold graph.
It is. It's been a very up and down series.
Yeah.
Very surprising wins have come in a few times here from FEARX, so we'll see if they're going to be able to.
I think game two was definitely back and forth, right?
Yeah.
And then we had a pretty shocking end to the game, but otherwise it was pretty business as usual.
And this one is going to need some X factor. It's going to need that incredible Lee Sin kick. Viper getting one shot. It's
Show us whose year it is, Vikla.
That 5-man Kennen ult.
Yeah.
It's got to be these types of plays that give you a shot. If I'm FEARX, I'm waiting for that perfect moment. I'm not fighting this next dragon. I don't think you really want to care about it, and you probably just try to hope that they go for an ill-advised Baron or something like that that you can really punish, or you can get a random Elder Dragon steal later or something that is really going to flip the game on its head. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just give this next dragon, because they have no vision in that area. I just don't think it is the hill to die on in this game. I think when you're this far down, you get one fight at best, and that one fight has to be the best possible opportunity you can find.
Well, this inner turret is not long for the world. That will be taken down. Some Deadly Flourish poke is coming on through, but the Shock Blasts are hurting so much more from Bin, sitting on 2.5 items for the moment. As BLG, they will just fall back towards this dragon up in 10 seconds' time. And BNK, electing to go for a reset.
Dark.
They are not fighting this one. Hex Gates will get them back out onto the map, and they're looking for a little bit of a cross map towards the Baron, perhaps.
Yeah, there's double vision wards over there, though, so they are spotted in the area. I don't think there's any chance they can actually steal this away. They just don't have any damage, right? Like, who's going to kill the Baron? Even if you go for a Baron sneak, your Jin's not going to do it, your Zoe's not going to do it, your Kennen's not going to do it, so it will be very, very slow. But they just give up the dragon, they try to clear out a little bit of vision, get what you can on that top side, which is, unfortunately for them, very little. And you just try to live to fight another day. See if you can find something in one of these big fights coming up soon.
Well, that damage graph is pretty Viper-focused. As we can see here, Steadfast Presence does get shown in, but that does wear off, so Raptor is able to safeguard his way out. BNK are just doing their very best to put out fires here, but unfortunately the Inferno rolls forward. BLG now looking at this top inner turret. Shock Blast does go a little bit wide there momentarily, but Shun just kind of by himself is a wall that BNK cannot get past.
He's level 15. He is higher level than BILIBILI, and he is not threatened.
Hextech Ultimatum does come down, and I think that no, never mind, not going to die. Just going to take a nap, and the Deadly Flourish, sorry, is going to get blocked, and so he survives once again. The curtains have been called, but I think we know whose curtains they are that we're going to have to worry about in this game. As BLG just going to make their way out. They've taken the inner turret. That is good enough for them.
Yep, BLG fully in control, picking up some of these defensive items as well. You can see Knight is working in towards a Banshees. He knows the game has not been about him. He is not super fed or anything, so just grabs the Ardent Barrier, has the Black Shield. Knight's Vow completed now for Shun. Just slap that on Viper or even Bin if he's going to be your dive buddy.
Yep.
And really you're just playing that supportive style at this point. Viper picks up a QSS as well as some Vamp. And so now you have to get through Black Shield, you have to get through Ardent Barrier, you have to get through QSS, you have to get through so many tools to even try to find a pick here. So the job for FEARX gets that much harder.
It was already looking quite difficult for BILIBILI, and now it has become even harder to try and find those bubbles to win the game, as the Baron has been started. And as you can see, the map is very dark. They do get a little bit of vision here, though. And so BNK will spot them out, stop the Baron for now.
And Diablo does have another Scout Slingshot. So he's got the slingshot
every time.
Locked and loaded. So now
it's the David versus Goliath, you know? There it is. That's how you know that they understand they need to try and take down the Titan.
Buy a Mage Eyes.
Yeah. No. Buy a slingshot. You need a slingshot. It's in the story.
5 slingshots.
Yeah. As many slingshots as you can.
Sell that Oblivion Orb and get a slingshot.
Yeah, what are you doing, Kellen? We didn't like the Oblivion Orb anyway.
Yeah.
All right, well, I don't think they have enough slingshots. 2 minutes time, and then the game is really, really difficult. Hextech Soul is kind of absurd, but Caitlyn's range means that she can just kind of proc it all the time and forever, especially with a rapid fire cannon done, and a Mercurial Scimitar is completed at the same time. So there is just kind of... it's going to be difficult to kill Viper, let's just say that.
Yes.
Black Shield will be there as well from Knight.
Yeah, he is so fed and has so many tools to protect him. You got to find a perfect angle, but they need to get there early and start getting some vision. I feel like that is mission number one. You know, try to find some deep wards. Hope you can get a perfect TP flank from clear. You need to really have that perfect setup to have any hope in the fight, because if you're walking in with no vision, you've already lost. It's just going to be a trap line from Viper. It's going to be Black Shield on whoever you engage on. You have to come from behind them, because look at that. That's one shot. Yeah. One auto onto BILIBILI, and he loses half his health.
Well, On going in once again as Kellen. Speaking of, yeah, he is just very dead. Shouldn't going to be able to help lock down that one. Shock Blasts are doing so much work. The flash out from Raptor is going to allow him to stay alive. But without Kellen, it's going to be so much more difficult to defend against this dragon. He will be up pretty quickly, as his death timer is not exactly the highest, but BLG wandering back towards the Baron, and I think they should be able to take it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no flash on Lee, no flash on Zoe either, and they're going to do this really fast here. And well, Clear is going to spot it, so maybe this is where they draw the line in the sand.
Let's see whether they can find the angle. The Raptor's not going to be able to get here, so they're not going to be able to steal this one away. That is going to be the Poppy locking it down. On taking a fair bit of damage, though, and BLG, they do not want to overextend. They're happy to take their prize and move on forward. I feel like that's the evolution that we were looking for. They were taking every single fight forever, and now they take the objective, they walk away, they look to use that money in order to close this game out.
Yep, exactly. They go for the quick reset here, back on the map, trying to play for this soul. FEARX have got to fight this now. You just can't give up soul, I think, at this point and have any realistic chance of coming back. But maybe they're saying, you know what, we have a better hope of just waiting and hoping that it goes to Elder. But I just don't know that they're really going to get another chance to actually have a fight. They have no vision in the area, though, so it is just going to be a given up soul. Not even going to try to contest, but now it is going to be Hextech Soul. It's Baron, it's 10K in the lead. So by the time they actually take a fight, I just think there's not going to be any fight to have, you know? Everything is going to be finished as far as these luxury items, as far as these defensive items are concerned.
Well, it is feeling like a priceless moment here for BLG as they do hit that coveted soul. Out goes On as well. He is going to be able to keep himself alive. I just don't see there being much of an angle to get back into this one for BNK FEARX, unless there is some sort of miracle. That inhibitor did not last very long at all.
Caitlyn almost got one shot by a Caitlyn auto. He lost about 90% of his health.
Yeah. headshot rapid fire cannon combo is just kind of absurd. When it does come on through, Shun just clearing out all of the vision here as well. Even the turrets just dead. Vikla, speaking of which.
Yeah, I mean, they just, whoa, that was actually close.
That portal jump scared me a lot.
They just can't even walk forward. They're just giving up everything. I mean, you can't give up every tower, everything, though, and expect to really have a shot. But there's not really a clear way in. They have no vision. I mean, look at the map. There's no wards at all. They have nothing on the map, so they have no way to go for a TP, and you cannot win a fight where you're walking straight at them. Just look at these shot blasts. It's crazy.
Well, Clear is looking for an angle here, but Vikla is very dead. And there's the Dark Binding connecting. Clear in by himself. And will be able to do a bit of damage, but I don't think he's killing anyone. As the rest of BNK, they try their very best. Diablo stays alive, but he's the only one able to post that as Raptor is going to get caught. Tries to do some funny business in order to get himself out. But I think that was the last gasp here for BNK FEARX. And BLG, in 5 games, will be able to take the first best of 5 of this tournament and look to continue on in the upper bracket. It's not the last you've seen of BNK FEARX, but it was a long one. They made sure that BLG fought for it, but it will be the LPL first seeds.